Talk to you about professionalism and how to talk to our parents. First of all, I want you to understand what an early childhood professional is and the Children's Center and how we perceive it and want you to perceive it. First of all, your job is to teach. So we want you to help children learn communication skills. In the toddler room, they're working on baby sign, and in the other rooms, they're learning to use their words and combining those words to make sentences and expressing themselves in ways that other people can understand. We want to prepare them for kindergarten. We want to teach them reading skills and math skills and social skills so they're prepared. That's our role as a teacher. We also want to guide them. We want to help them learn how to resolve conflicts. We want to help them learn to make the right choices and how to understand how to interact with other students and teachers. Our role is also to care for them. So for their physical needs, we want to take care of them as far as their diapering and potty training, making sure that they have food to eat and that they're getting good nutrition, making sure that they're getting good rest and having a nap time that's appropriate for their age. We want to demonstrate our care for them in their emotional realm as well. So we want to wrap our arms around those children when they need it. We want to laugh with them. We want to give them love. So that's all part of being an early childhood professional. We also have a role to assess students, to track their development, to share their development with families and help them understand where they are and what we're working on with the children, and to help make a bridge to other professionals if that's needed for them. And we want to base what we teach the children on those assessments and what we have figured out from those assessments, that any learning gaps that they have or any ways we can take their education further. So as a professional, all of those things are in that role. I want you to understand that being a professional and talking to parents is also an asset when you consider that your role of being a teacher at the Children's Center is to also be a representative of the Children's Center. So I want you to think when you're talking to parents in terms of speaking on behalf of me personally, or speaking on behalf of the Children's Center. Remember that the words you say, the ideas that you share, the emotions that come across aren't just tied to you, but as an employee of the Children's Center, you're representing the Children's Center with all of the things you say, all the things that come across to the parents from you. Everything you say should reflect our values and our vision. So we should be wrapping our arms around families in what you say. We should be focused on being the best teachers that we can be. So whatever you say, it should reflect the values and the vision of the Children's Center. When you do need to talk to parents about something that's negative, and that does happen, then you need to focus on the facts of what happened. So remove the emotions and the feelings from your description as you're talking to parents. Try not to be emotional yourself. Try to just communicate in a factual way with them. Don't use the other kids' names. If you need to describe an incident that happened with another child, then you just say, with another child. You never use a child's name or talk about another family to the parent that you're talking to. Be sure that you're identifying the actions of the child and not their intent. So you want to be descriptive of the facts, but not be judgmental, not assume that their intent was a certain way, but just describe the action that happened, and I'll give you some examples of that in a minute. Keep the program director informed about what's happening. So ask her opinion. Before you talk to a parent, if there's a situation that arises and you feel like you really need to discuss this with a parent, talk to the program director and get her opinion on what things you should say, the types of things you should talk about with a parent, any strategies for working through this with a parent. You may even ask that the program director facilitate the meeting with the parent so that you can see how she handles the situation and the parent is aware of the gravity of the situation. So I want to give you a couple examples of types of things you could say to parents, or types of things maybe you shouldn't say to parents first, and then the right way. Today in class, Patty was out of control. She was rude and mean to her friends. I had to tell her 5 times to stop hitting friends, and she didn't listen. She spit at Sam and she kicked Sally, and Sally's having a rough time at home, and her mom is not going to be happy about this. I am all done with this. You've got to control her. You could say the same thing in a professional way using these kinds of words. Today in class, Patty was aggressive. I reminded her several times to use gentle touches, but she continued to hit, kick, and spit. We removed her from the classroom to help her calm down. I'd like to meet with you to work on strategies we can use here at school to prevent this behavior and to help solve the problem behaviors quickly if they do arise. So those are 2 different ways to handle the same situation. And one, emotion from the teacher came through. She was identifying intent as rude and mean. She came across as angry that she had to tell her 5 times. She was complaining about having to tell her 5 times, and came across to the parent like she had it. She talked about other children and used their names, talked about a family situation, and didn't give any suggestion that they work through the problem together. And in the second situation, instead of saying she was mean and rude, the words used were she was aggressive. So you see the difference there. One judges character and intent, the other just judges the behavior. I reminded her several times to use gentle touches instead of I had to tell her 5 times to stop hitting her friends. There's a difference. One sounds very, very professional. One sounds kind of like an angry teenager that's complaining. And then, most importantly, I'd like to work with you to help get strategies that we can use here at school to help prevent the behaviors. So we're inviting the parent to come in and be an agent for creating a solution, to work with us to create a solution. We're looking at them like they are a valuable resource, and when you do that, they feel like you respect them and value them, and they're going to be able to help work through that situation, and they're going to take that situation a little more seriously than if you were just complaining in an unprofessional way. So the last thing then is to have positive intent as you talk to parents. So misbehavior, when you have to talk to a parent, the intent is not to get the child in trouble. The intent is to help to gather information from parents to learn how we can handle the situation in a way that will turn out more positively the next time, and to ask them to help work through the situation with the child as well. So we want the parents to feel good about leaving their children with us and about our program. And if we react to them in a professional and positive way, they're going to feel positive about us and about leaving their children.